Now to a story we're watching pretty closely for you this Monday. Moscow and Pyongyang have both confirmed that Kim Jong Un is to visit Russia on the invitation of Vladimir Putin. According to South Korean media, Kim is already en route to Russia. Now sources there say he left Pyongyang by train on Sunday evening, and he is believed to be headed to the Russian city of Vladivostok, where he could meet Putin as early as tomorrow. Well, to discuss Kim Jong Un's trip, I'm very pleased now to be joined on the line by Kayla Orta. She's a Korea analyst at the Wilson Center for Public Policy. Thanks very much indeed for talking to us on France 24.
Thank you for having me.
Now, if confirmed, this will be Kim's first trip out of North Korea since the COVID pandemic. How significant do you think it is that he's choosing to travel now?
Very significant. Actually, I think we can look at both domestic as well as international reasons for why this is very timely and important. As you mentioned, this is his first trip in almost 4 years. It also comes on just the heels of North Korea's very recent 75th anniversary of the founding of the country. So domestically, there's a lot of energy moving forward in what's happening in the future of the country in North Korea, as well as internationally. We just saw the trilateral summit between the United States, South Korea, and Japan, as well as U.S.-South Korea military exercises kicking off in late August. So there's a lot of tension in the region, and there's a lot of opportunity perhaps for Kim to meet with Putin to discuss their relationship.
And beyond the fact that Kim Jong Un is going to Russia and that's on the invitation of the Russian president, we don't have many details right now from the government in Pyongyang nor the government in Moscow. So is it your understanding that Kim will meet Putin, and if so, will that be in the city of Vladivostok?
As you had mentioned, we're still kind of tracking this and seeing where this will move forward. However, if he is making the journey all the way to Vladivostok, the understanding is that there will be a meeting. The reports have said as early as tomorrow morning. However, we have to see how this will pan out still.
And there is talk, isn't there, of a possible arms deal that would aid Vladimir Putin's war in Ukraine. That invasion began in March of last year. So why do you think the North Korean leadership is apparently interested in such a deal right now?
I think you hit it on the nail on the head here. Is why currently are they engaging? And this really comes, I think, in the face of a stronger U.S., South Korea, and Japan trilateral relationship. I think North Korea recognizes its isolation in the region, and as tensions continue to rise between the U.S. and China, they may be looking for allyship beyond the Indo-Pacific. So this really comes at a time of, let's say, convenience, an exchange of convenience. And this is looking into, what can the North Korean leadership provide in relationship to Russia that will help guarantee potential future support from Russia in international community, as well as vis-a-vis the U.S. and South Korea. So it comes at a time, I think, of North Korea recognizing, as the U.S. and South Korean partnership strengthens, that they will be looking for partnerships outside of the Pacific.
And if this arms deal is confirmed, what is North Korea likely to get in exchange?
So beyond just the political allyship that is possible in this space, they're definitely looking into opportunities to engage for food security as well as energy security. As has been mentioned, during the pandemic, the North Korean leadership shut down the borders quite strongly, even toward relationships in China as well. And so there is reports coming from the country on food insecurity, as well as, say, for example, the repercussions from droughts and floods that are seasonal in North Korea. So they'll be looking for areas of cooperation in exchange for food as well as energy and fuel for the country.
Just one final question, and this might seem like a slightly strange one, but clearly it's more efficient to head to Russia by plane. Why is Kim Jong Un apparently taking the train?
So we have seen this in his past international visits as well. There is some security to be gained from traveling in a very heavily armored train. The reports have said that it is bulletproof. I think that there's concern from the North Korean leader what would happen if there is attempts on his life. And the idea is to secure the route more safely for his departure from Pyongyang into Vladivostok. And so while it's not intuitive for us here, there is a insecurity from North Korea that this needs to be addressed more firmly, and the train seems to be the route he prefers to take over the years.
Kayla Orta from the Wilson Center for Public Policy talking to us from Washington, D.C. Thank you very much indeed for your analysis on that story.
Thank you for having me.